day, Internet, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your fortunate host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz, and welcome to Monday. Where are the beautiful faces? There they are. Monday night. Oh, there is so much to talk about and so many awesome poets on the open mic. Let's get right into it. Okay, here we go. This is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, episode number 82. We've been doing this for 82 weeks in a row, nonstop, skipping no Mondays, every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We are streaming live on the New Eurekan Poets Cafe's YouTube and Facebook page. If you want to see any of the recordings of our past open mics or past events, you can go to our Facebook and YouTube page. And if you happen to be watching this live on our Facebook or YouTube page, you can come join us on Zoom. The number's on the bottom of the screen, 279-995-364. It'll be up there for a little bit, but make sure you type it out and come join us. We would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for sponsoring our free online events. You too can help us with a tax-deductible donation by going to www.neweurekan.org/contribute or hitting up our Cash App, New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Tonight, trick or treat, it is Halloween week. Of course, our next Monday, is going to be after Halloween. So, trick or treat. That is our theme for tonight. Poets, if you signed up and you don't have a poem that's on theme, is totally okay. We will totally still accept you. Next week is the beginning of National, Novel Month. I think that's what it is. National Novel Writing Month, something like that. So we are going to have the theme author. After that, November 8th, cuffing season. That is when the weather gets cold and we settle down with just that one person because our hormones calm down. All of these themes for the next 2 months you can find on my social media. You can check me out on Instagram or Twitter at Advocate of Wordz. When you spell words, that's with a Z because poetic license. Also have a YouTube page where you can check out some of the highlights and other stuff that I have done. Some rules for the evening. When your poets are performing, please turn your camera on. We are trying to simulate a real in-life open mic. So please turn your camera on. We want to see your beautiful faces and those expressions. That is part of what we do over here. Please have your poem ready so that we could move in a timely manner. So make sure if you have it on your laptop or your computer or in a book, open to that page, open up the file. So when I call your name, we are ready to go. Poets, you have 3 minutes to perform, not 3 minutes and 15 seconds, 3 minutes to perform. Keep your intros to 30 seconds or less, please. Just let the people know where they can find you online and they like your poetry. They're going to find you. They can talk about all the beautiful things that you do. In terms of censorship, put the kids to bed. There is no censorship. This is an adult open mic, although it's not necessarily adult themed. Our poets sometimes use adult language or they have some special imagery, whatever it is. Or some of us on a serious note, sometimes they write about things that are very triggering. So I want to let everyone know ahead of time. After our poets perform, because it's not easy to perform, not even on Zoom, you're going to get this message. The host would like you to unmute. You click that blue button and you be really obnoxious. Give our poets some love and piss off your neighbors. I can finally talk about this. 2 venues, 1 mic. The new type of open mic we're going to do, but I'm going to speak about it later in the show. I'm going to speak about it later. Just want to let you know we're going to talk about it. Got some more information to share with everyone, especially if you missed hybrid. Really exciting stuff. Our open mic for tonight is closed. Everyone is already signed up. Our signups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can sign up by visiting neweurekan.org and you click full events calendar. When you do that, you would check off the Monday night that you are going to sign up for. So next Monday would be November 1st. When you get there at 8 p.m. on Sunday, you will have an option to get an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way to get on the open mic list. Do not get the view RSVP ticket. If you want to sign up for the open mic, need to get the artist RSVP ticket, just like these people did. Everyone on the open mic tonight will get on. We are going to have enough time. Some of the people are highlighted like Tamam Monker. Oh, I hope I'm not butchering this woman's name. She was on 2 weeks ago. She did fantastic, and she did have to correct me on her name. So soon enough, she's second. She will correct me. Also, Frog Corpse is joining us. I think this is only the second time he's joining us. I've heard him on other open mics. He is awesome. Back in the building is Net Vegas. She has checked in a few times to watch us perform, but she hasn't signed up to Red in a long time. And she was at Hybrid this weekend. She got the itch again. Happy to have her here. Also, her and Paul Conqueso are apparently planning to get food together for the next Hybrid. So if you guys want to bring food or whatever, make sure you hit them up. Also, Levon Robinson, who signed up a few times but has only rocked once. I'm eager to hear him tonight. And Lisa Acevedo, who had some trouble signing up last week, is going to be rocking. So with that being said, let's get into it, because there's a lot I want to talk about. But first, I want to get into the poetry. Abraham Kamani is for, shout out to Mr. Chris Lopez for getting this puppy started. I appreciate you as always, brother. Thank you very much. Abraham Kamani on the move, ready to share his poetry. Brother, let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes.
Hey, Advocate. I'm not really on the move. I'm outside of my house right now, but that's all right. You can find me on Instagram at The Righteous Poet, spelled WRITEOUS, and on Black Scholar Poet. Got 2 pieces for y'all, and this was from Fincabulary's Thursday night open mic, which was like the Motown theme. So whatever songs you hear from Motown that comes out of this poem, feel free to put in the chat. All right, this first one is called Goodbye Motown. I've been bathing in a pool full of lonely teardrops since I lost my baby to 2 lovers. But the scent of my girl, Sherry Amore, really got a hold of me so tight, I could not wipe off memories of us dancing in the street on the corner of Cloud 9 and Psychedelic Shack in the midst of a heat wave, traveling 25 miles an hour, spinning rapidly in a ball of confusion. Oh, how I wish it would rain so heavy, the puddles would disguise the tracks of my tears as I hitchhike without pride and joy to shop around for a new love at Beechwood 45789, only to see Mr. Postman beat me to the punch and marry Bernadette. As I fell on my knees, shedding the tears of a clown, my mother told me, son, stop in the name of love. You've been giving yourself nothing but heartaches, being at war with yourself over what? Standing in the shadows of love not reciprocated? Boy, do you not understand? You can't hurry love? I replied, yes, mama. It's a shame I haven't learned this golden lesson because I've been too busy thinking about my baby, how that devil in a blue dress got me wanting to be back with her real quick. As I replay, I'm gonna make you love me, hoping someday we'll be together. Or is it just my imagination running away with me? If so, I must pack my bags and say, goodbye, Motown. And the second piece is called Motown Proposal. For once in my life, I will.
What? Well, hold on, Abraham. Hold on, Abraham. Hold on. You got to start again. We heard the whole first poem, but we didn't get the second poem you cut off. There you go. Go ahead. You're unmuted again. Go ahead. Start from the beginning, from the second poem.
Okay. Motown Proposal. For once in my life, I will get ready to kneel in front of you and propose marriage because you are the sunshine of my life. More than a part-time lover. The way you do the things you do left me no other choice but to humble myself. Sugar pie, honey bunch, I ain't too proud to beg you. Please be my lawfully wedded wife. This ain't no joke. Baby, I'm for real. You're my everything, and I'm terribly afraid of losing you to Mr. Jimmy Mack. I would do whatever it takes to keep you in these arms of mine, because I'm just a stubborn kind of fella who knows without a doubt you're all I need to get by. The only question I have now is, do you love me? Because it takes two to make this work out. Now, can I get a witness? End of the pieces.
Now unmute yourselves and give it up for Mr.
Hey,
Abraham.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fire.
Love all those.
Thank you very much.
You were amazing.
Good stuff.
What a way to start off the show. He had also mentioned about he had gotten the prompt from Finn Bell, who had actually given up her spot to get Frog Corpse on, but we are going to hear from Finn Bell later on. Now we're going to go to, I think is it Tamam Monker? Tamam, there we go. Let me unmute her. This wonderful woman who's not going to cut me for butchering her name before. I am so sorry, Tamam. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Let the people know where they can find you online if you have a social media, and then you got 3 minutes to share your poetry.
No, well, I'm excited to be here also. I really, really am. And yes, you could just type into Mom Kerr, Google it, and YouTube. YouTube is one of the places I have some poetry on YouTube. The poem I'm doing tonight is called America, America. This is a tale of two nations within one. Declarations, demonstrations, aggression, confusion in a country at odds with itself. To mask up or not, to vaccinate or not, to go back to work or not, has become the lot of the people. As discontent marches through the land, declaring imminence in a shattered world filled with hearts overcome by stress and resistance to an altered existence. Unknown virus shrouds the earth stealthily, while hostility intensifies, boldly becoming the face of systemic poverty, systemic racism, systemic greed, birthing the seed of exploitation, repressing many of the population in pursuit of the American dream, seemingly lost in a daze. America, America, which America will it be? Will it be the kind, empathetic, sympathetic one? Souls not afraid to sacrifice and just be nice. Helping hands reaching out to do what they can to alleviate the anguish and the underlying pain that now reigns from coast to coast. The benevolence of many serving, hurting humanity in a time of great distress being put to the test, supporting food pantries throughout the country, seeking ways to build bridges and eradicate hate, healthcare workers on the front line working day and night, trying to combat the virus, leaders pushing to erect new laws that protect those that have been oppressed. Consideration fills the heart of many in this great nation. America, America, which one will it be? Will it be the one full of deceit, fabrications, and falsehoods? Lies exploding in the sky, raining shards and slivers of animosity, cutting in the minds of the people, splitting compassion into misperception, abolishing caring into chambers of indifference. Homelessness, not my problem. Hunger, not my problem. Healthcare, not my problem. Immigration, not my problem. The land of the free economically disintegrating into a crisis of the haves and the have-nots. The big shots, the big businesses, the rich getting richer, while many citizens struggle and toil to survive. Deception and delusions boiling over everywhere, steaming up the atmosphere. America, America, which America will it be? One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all races, all cultures, all people. Angels on high transcribe messages to the inhabitants of the USA to let the world know that God is in control. God is peace, So let all antagonism cease. God is sending truth and mercy to shake the foundations of this country, divided from its inception. A tale of two nations within a nation, still struggling to define democracy and equality. Money versus empathy in the land of the free. Despotic power versus integrity in the land of the free. Good versus evil in the land of the free. Stand up and fight, America. Let God's light, the light of love, the light of love, the light of love, the light of the divine forever shine from sea to shining sea. America, America, which America will it be?
Ooh, unmute yourselves and give
Yes.
some applause.
Oh my
Oh,
wow. Eyes exploding in the sky.
Phenomenal.
Good. That was incredible.
to Mom on Curve, make sure you go Google her. She says she's on YouTube. We know how to Google on YouTube. We're on YouTube when we're supposed to be at work. So make sure when you were doing that you go look up to Mom. Thank you so much. Love having you on. Oh, she has been awesome. This community is awesome. I'm going to be speaking more about that. But I want to get to some more poetry. And now we are going with The Withdrawn. I saw him here. There he is. My man up in Buffalo. Let me unmute him. And while I'm unmuting him, let me let everyone know that we currently have more people watching the show and here in Zoom than we have poets who signed up. Thank you, community. We don't want to just be a community of poets. We want to be a community of poetry connoisseurs. I love it. The Withdrawn. What's up, brother? Let the people know they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to rock out.
Let's go, man. Thank you. Y'all can follow me at The Withdrawn on Instagram and thewithdrawn.com. And this piece is called Even the Holidays Ain't Safe. Trick or treat, beat my meat, give me something good to eat. And you know what I want that something to be. Come here, pumpkin. Usually before the carving, we got to take the seeds out your stomach, but I'm trying to plant some in. The 31st is just a time for us to do the dirty word that is fuck. I've been looking forward to it so much. Tease myself not to bust for 30 days until the last day of the month. This nut that I hold for you will make up for every nigga that couldn't fuck the soul in you. Just the flesh. Yes, I enjoy the lingerie, but I want to sex you up in the Halloween costumes instead. I can be Todoroki like I was in Cali in 2019, or switch it up to be Tenya. Have this dick officially tenured after I take you to an island in Benja. All might change once I go deep inside your pussy, but more importantly, your brain. Rent a boat and give you dick on the deck. Ooh, that'd be some wild shit. Inside you, I'ma be wildin'. Inside you, I'ma be a wildin'. Well, if I don't nut fast. Let it out all over your butt fast. She already told you what the plan B. We already got a plan C. So we not worried about when I plan D. Because for you, I got plan D. We can do it on any planet. I'm sure you comprehend the plan G. My alphabet, mommy. Oh, October's almost over, but Halloween is forever. It'll scare the people when they see us together. I'm sure they've seen Stranger Things and think we can do better. They can hop off the cock. Mad because I got the best candy in the world and in their buckets is a bunch of rocks. For haters, I got a soft spot. Nah, would have thought. I try to pay them no mind. Because it'll cost me just that. My mind. And all that needs focus is taking a trip to Salem, and in the background, we're not doing it to music. We're fucking the Hocus Pocus. Maybe even Halloween Town High. I was thinking whether to trick or eat you, but the tricking, if you got it, wouldn't be right. So you know what? I'm a feast. Actual Halloween comes once a year, but when it comes to you, well, I decide whenever that be. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for the dirty boy, the withdrawn, the wild card.
You're always so good. Jeez.
Yes.
Thewithdrawn.com. You were told there is no censorship here. You never know what kind of poems you're going to get. At The Withdrawn on Instagram, make sure you go give him a follow. Next coming up is Honey Lung. We love her voice, but we also love her poetry. Tanish Kaur, let me unmute her. There you go. And Tanish has her info at the bottom of her Zoom. Anyone here joining us on Zoom, you could change your name. You want to put your social media handle. Tanish, it is always a pleasure to have you. You know the deal. Let the people know audibly where they can find you. And you got 3 minutes to rock.
You guys can find me on IG at Tanish Cantos or tanishcantos.com. And I am going to do something a little bit difficult, but here goes. Relics of colonial gratitude. A fair woman sits with green eyes, lives in a house with glass walls that always bend but never break. She speaks love through every word that never cut a soul but hers. Her servants tend to her house. One Dalit woman cleans the floor, a rag and bare hands, bare feet. Sitting on her heels, she cooks spinach she buys from the market with her auntie, mourning her sister raped until death by village men, young men who see skin, dark skin as tethered servitude, always moving until they are done, until they say she's done. She sits late nights after her auntie's last request, after auntie and uncle have gone to rest in her small concrete walls, the rooms in the backyard with her Dalit children, grateful for the cot as a river trickles from the corners of her eyes, waves pouring from her lids, cradling remorse for her sister who didn't have it so easy. Thank you, guys.
Unmute yourselves. Give some love to
Wow.
Tanish.
Quiet storm for real.
That was dope, Tanish.
So dope.
That was
Storm
dope.
for real.
That was dope.
Awesome.
Tanish Kaur, such a strong writer. Make sure you check her out, tanishcantos.com. Thank you, Tanish. Like I said, I love having you on, right? We call her Honey Lung because her voice is so soothing. But don't sleep. She a beast with the pen, as you saw. tanishcantos.com. Make sure you go check her out. Next coming up, it's time for a TES Talk with Mr. Tessa Somok. That is why half of us here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic have a PhD because of this man's TES Talk. Sir, you know the deal. Let us know where we can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to rock. Good to see you as always. Oh, wait, you're muted.
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
All right, you can find me on Instagram under Gaseous2019. Pick up my book on Amazon under the same title and my name. Choose Your Own Neuroses. It was a Thursday morning. I'd sent Valerie a text message on WhatsApp. Hi, Valerie, wishing you a good day. She responded, I don't have time, sorry. Not for anyone unless someone has $10,999 for a nanny and a housekeeper. I need to not be bothered. She had recently finally settled the criminal charges against a man who had been stalking her for several months. throwing rocks through her second-story apartment on the west side, a posh part of Los Angeles. He would stalk her in the mornings when she left for work. He would stalk her when she got home. On occasion, he pulled up to her brand new blue Chicana BMW, what we call a big Mexican wiener, and tried to pull her out through the moon roof. As she sped off, the side mirrors were broken off and she was cut up from scuffs and scrapes. She managed to get away and call the police. She could go back to her posh apartment. It was not safe anymore, so she went to crash with her ex-husband's mom's house, now a rundown place. My what's up pinged again, Valerie. My kid just puked all over the car because of Topanga Canyon taking the other kid to school. I don't want to talk to anyone who can't help me. Bye. She would often remind me what a failure the father of her 17-year-old daughter was, how her ex-husband, a lawyer, had finally divorced her because he got tired of an expensive lifestyle that he was too busy to enjoy. That at the end of her 30s, she still wanted a child, and she claimed that it helped her become less self-absorbed. But she complained that he too was a loser and would not pay the child support. He would not fulfill his mandatory child visitation obligations. What's up, pinged, Valerie? I'm at my limit. I'm likely just going to marry the rich guy in Santa Monica who wants to take care of me and my kids. I'm so done doing this with myself. I am sure you understand. I remember how she preened, calling herself a leading edge Chicana Mexican American like Selena in the environmental engineering field. She was originally from El Paso, Chuco, just like Selena. What's up, ping, Valerie? Seriously, I had the worst morning of my life where I finally felt like I just couldn't do all of this. And I dropped my 7-year-old and I went to yoga. Then I went to get a facial peel. And it's just that I do need more in my life. It's nice when someone says, what do you need? I'll take care of all of it. That's more than love. That's also care, unquote. She had forgotten how she was using Bumble dating app site to hook older men into lavish trips, dinners, gifts, and jewelry. She'd also blatantly admitted that the previous stalker, who probably felt he hadn't gotten his return on investment, was now doing several years in jail from the maelstrom that he got pulled into and his failure to exit sanely. Between Oedipal prime and Oedipal proper, we choose what type of object we want to be in the social symbolic, remembering that the real will always dictate our neuroses.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Mr.
right.
So much.
Yes.
Mr. Yes.
Another college
Let's
credit.
talk. Gaseous 2019. You can find him online. Mr. Tez Talk. He gave us a story there. I enjoyed it. Make sure you give him follow Gaseous 2019. Next coming up, and she got a mask. I love this woman's energy, and every time she is on. I lost her. Where is she? Where's Dominique Cold? There she is. I found her. I love having this woman on. Her energy is everything. Dominique, let the people know where they can find your light online, and then you got 3 minutes to rock, sis.
All right. Hey, everyone. You can find me on Instagram at DTruthAndLove. I'm also on Facebook. So I got a brand new piece for y'all tonight. It's on theme, and it's a little bit different than what I normally do, but let's have some fun, shall we? The title is Insomnia Maniac. The defined imprint of your body, perfectly pressed into my memory. Each layer so fragrant with anxiety and rumination. Years of tears and sweat-stained sheets beckon the tossing and turning, burning, yearning for 8 hours of undisturbed, unadulterated, deep sleep. Counting sheep just won't cut it. Occasionally disrupted by the binaural beats, programmed to get your 40 winks, but a quick fix just won't cut it. You're primed for the witching hour. Deja vu playing tricks on you. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. meeting with clients. Then there's at 11 a.m. AG town hall. Then 1 p.m. got to hit up the gym. Then the 3 p.m. Zoom call. And here we are, once again, a perpetual Groundhog's Day. And now you're compelled to Google your natal moon conjunct Saturn in your 7th house of Scorpio. And then a flash, something flew by, or so you thought. Your mind's playing tricks on you. And once again, that precarious sleep evades you. Although I keep you warm and safe, a special hiding place, keeper of your most intimate secrets. I am now your enemy. I am the one you scream into and beat with balled fists and hurl yourself, your insults, and your woes into. But now I get to plot my revenge when you least expect it. That one fateful night when you victoriously shake off the anxiety and restlessness that kept you up past the witching hour and well into the rising sun, you finally fully relax into my plush, memory-foamed lairs. I gently hug each contour of your body, and then suddenly, a spring has sprung, warm for wear, pokes you in the back of your rib. That's what you get for fretting over the insomnia maniac and not changing your mattress every 8 years.
Unmute yourself, give someone.
What a great performance.
Love it.
The case is
Very
made.
good. Very
Well
good.
done.
I love it. What a performance.
I love
Love
it.
you.
Oh, I love
Very-
At the truth and love. Give that woman a follow. I told you I love her energy. She never wastes an open mic spot. Never ever. Go follow her, Dominique Holden. Dominique, thank you so much for that. So theatrical. I love it. All right. Next up, Mr. Michael Sindler. See, you need to do this around the campfire because Michael Sindler is perfect for that. It's all Halloween. Brother, it is good to see you as always. You know the deal. Let us know where to look online.
The deal.
Go ahead.
Okay, I am going to, as always, put out lighthouseriders.org and do want to mention, actually, they do have a YouTube channel. So if you want to go look at that and see some of the amazing things on there, that's worth a look too. I am sort of surprised that Professor Tez didn't mention the fact that he is hosting an event on the 1st that is so good that even La Bruja is part of it, as well as me and some of the other people here. And I put that in the chat. It's going to be really good. And I'm also going to be featuring on like a blot from the blue on the 7th. So gives y'all something to think about there. This first piece is kind of Halloween-y, I think. It's called His Alley. It was his alley now. It had been others through the ages, but now it was his. He knew every square inch of it better than a gardener knows their lawn. He knew which backdoor stoops office workers left the best, longest butts at after smoke breaks. He knew which dumpsters contained the most aluminum for recycling and the least contaminated fresh food tossed as garbage. He knew every pothole in the puckered tarmac well enough never to misstep, even on the darkest night. He knew which exhaust fans were warmest and best to huddle in front of on cold nights when icicles hung from the enclosed bridges above his head. He knew the crevices and blind barriers best to hide in when the wilder, meaner sorts came through to tag with paint or torment as a sport. He knew the best archways, doorways, stoop steps, and grates to make his bed on, places where the daylight was minimal for sleeping at night was to court disaster, and cops didn't bother with. He knew which drains and grates to pee or let loose his bowels above and into. He knew the windows he could peer through to attract the attention of kind busboys and dishwashers who would slip him an odd hot bit of sustenance. He knew where not to linger for fear of some apartment owner's wrath. He knew which feral dogs would bite as they sniffed about this high-walled, open-air abode. He knew the types and names of every bird, insect, and mammal sharing space and cast-off crumbs and rotting garbage and weathered perches of stone, brick, and metal, cracks in walls, sills, wires, and tufts and weeds and grasses. This was his alley. And though he might venture away to panhandle for change or smokes, get a shower and a meal at a shelter, church, or mission, it was here he returned to faithfully and with less fright and sense of failure weighing on him, spend hour after hour counting bricks and watching condensation drip like some special slowed down fountain put there for his solitary pleasure. It was his alley. And it was there he was found, arms akimbo, frozen to the asphalt, his last breath having left, his very being eaten, gnawed by cats and rats enjoying a rare feast. It was his alley. And even now it still remains his in ways. His meager bag of clothes and books is ripped, its contents scattered throughout the block, the stains of years of urination of patinaed metal, his attempts to undo or avoid desperate boredom, leaving small piles of stacked and strategically placed tiny monuments of gravel and stones nicked from planter boxes, gardens, or construction sites. Some cooks and delivery drivers laugh and swear they still hear his humming, cackling laughter and his buzzsaw snoring late at night. But they are, in fact, speaking just to spook new hires, though by doing so, they keep a memory alive, a history of a nearly forgotten, forlorn soul that made this alley his final home, in this place to live and die alone, a place that with no deed or title he could still call his own. This was his alley. And
unmute yourselves and give it up for Mr. Michael Sindler.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of urination.
Paul con queso quarter, he said, oh, it turned into a ghost story. Love it. Michael Sindler, lighthouserwriters.org. Make sure you go check them out. And he put the info to the feature into the chat here on Zoom. Make sure you check that out. Okay, Kyla Tucaya Garcia is next. But before we do that, because some people have shown up late, this is the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, hosted by me, advocate of Wordz. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to see a recording or our other events, you can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Our open mic list for tonight is closed. The signups begin 24 hours before the show on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you visit neweurekan.org and you click full events calendar. When you get there, you would click on the Monday that you were signing up for. So this Monday coming up is November 1st. You would click on November 1st, come this Sunday, and you would order an artist RSVP ticket. The artist RSVP ticket's the only way to get on the open mic list. The view RSVP ticket is just letting us know that you're coming to hang out with us. 2 venues, 1 mic. Oh man, I've been holding on to this for a while. This Saturday at Hybrid, we had mentioned it, we had spoken about it. What we are doing is we are going to have an open mic similar to Hybrid, except the difference is the people, instead of having people perform on Zoom, they're going to be in another venue. We are going to have a joint open mic with other venues across the world connected through Zoom. So when you see people performing in the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, it is going to be projected into another venue. And when the other venue is performing, it's going to be projected into the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. And all of this is going to be on Zoom for everyone to enjoy. The first one we're doing is with Paris, France. We're going to France. Spoken Word Paris is been going on for a while. I've been speaking with the host, all courtesy of Mariela Salazar, my lady, a very beautiful woman, intelligent woman, and gifted woman who officially became a barrister, which basically means she's a lawyer. And as beautiful and as intelligent and as gifted as she is, She is a human being, and now she has a new toy. So you need to beware. She is looking to sue everyone. I am walking on eggshells with her because she's just ready to sue me. If you are friends with her, make sure that you keep a distance. She's looking to sue anyone. Like I said, so here's how we're doing 2-1. The hybrid open mic, we are looking to get people on from the Monday night online open mic. That's what we want to do. Everyone in this community has supported this. That's what we're looking to get onto hybrid, the Monday night online open mic. And then everyone who can come to hybrid and is rocked out and is supported, we want to get involved in 2-1. That is what the aim is. Later on today, the person I'm working with in South Florida, because we're doing South Florida as well, maybe coming on. A couple of weeks ago, you heard from Moetry, who's in London. We're working with London. There is talks with Switzerland and Australia and LA and now San Francisco, the Bay Area, and all this good stuff across the world. Puerto Rico, Toronto, Berlin. I feel like I'm missing Kenya. I feel like I'm missing places. Harvard, Yale, all of that good stuff. So that is what we're doing with 2-1. I'm super excited about it. And before we go to Tukaya, I know we got her on the edge right now. I do want to give a moment for my co-host, my hero at the hybrid open mic, Ron Mark Thompson. He is not on the list, but he is co-hosting today in case Zoom looks to kick me out. He will be able to catch me. Ron, real quick, unmute yourself and let the people know where they can find you and your organization online.
Thank you so much, Advocate. You are just an amazing producer, host, community get together and friend. You know, I mean, I know you heard it from us before, but just the way you get us together here and support and make our community so strong with the Monday night open mic and with all the other endeavors is just amazing. We love you. You know, thank you so much. I'm always happy to help out. Thank you for allowing me to help out this past weekend, today as well. Everyone can find me at Ron Mark Thompson, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'll put that in the chat. My organization, Bronx Art and Fun Up, at BXAFH. And I'm also moonlighting for Marissa Prada's Wordz Right. This Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be leading a Halloween writing workshop. And I forgot, this is my pirate mask from a few weeks ago. It is trick or treat theme today, so this is my contribution to it. Again, thank you so much, Advocate. You're an amazing, person. You're an amazing man. Love you, and please, everyone, keep watching and keep performing. Appreciate everyone. Thank you.
I muted myself. Ron Mark Thompson, make sure you give him a follow. Okay, we have kept Tukaya waiting long enough. Where is she? I saw her. There she is. Kyla Tukaya Garcia. You know the deal. Let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to bless the mic. Oh, wait, we don't hear you. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. I think she can hear us. Wait, she knows. She said.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, there you go. You're ready to roll. Go ahead.
Hola, familia. I am on the ancestral homelands of the Gabrielino Tongva people, and you can find me at Kylark on Instagram. This piece is a work in progress, like my grief. No one ever tells you that death can be beautiful. Some of us are so afraid of it, we never stop to look. But if you live a good life, showing up without fail, like the sunrise, the stars will carry you home. I witnessed it once, last year, when the veil was thin, and the Santa Ana winds blew harder than any other night, reminding me of why the divvy-divvy trees grow sideways in Aruba. The winds were howling as we prepared for his birthday. Not the first, the second. And his father and I had a front row seat. You see, when we die, we birth ourselves into the astral realm. I was his doula that night, almost 1 year ago today. His body had stopped functioning. No need for food anymore. All digestive processes had come to a halt, and its sweet, bright eyes stared into another portal, no longer registering the family that tethered him to this world. His body was dying, but his infinite spirit was preparing to be born again. I wanted him to hear the sounds of the Aruban Ocean from the island he had found me on. When I was a teenager and life felt most free, I traveled there and found this baby coyote. I could tell he was an angel, and this is not an exaggerated picture I paint. You see, the first time I saw him, he emerged out of the shrine of a saint. It was a blessed cave in the middle of a windy desert place, and the first thing I saw was his precious sweet face. Gray, soft fur, bright green eyes. He purred from the moment I pet him. And in that moment, I was his and he was mine. There were no humans around for miles. This little kitten was all alone. A wild dog crossed his path and he scared him to the bone. You see, he was the most loving, easy, patient creature you could ever meet. But if cats or dogs tried him, he would beat them down in the street. A champion fighter, a loving son too. My sweet paradox of a child, there will never be another you. Everyone who crossed his path at the Island Hotel offered to help him and let me know he wasn't alone. That would be a recurring theme in his life. Vets and nurses and his many aunties and uncles were always trying to take him home. He and I grew up together. He is my oldest friend. And it was the greatest privilege of my life to hold him in the end. He laid very still on that chilling October night. And I knew it was time to let go as I felt the warmth of his fading light. He breathed heavy and deeply as he pushed himself through spirit labor. His body was so frail, like a single sheet of paper. I will never forget listening to his heartbeat like a song. And when it went silent, my own stopped. I was now a mother without her son. We held vigil in our home. There was no vet to deliver the news. I kissed his precious face for hours until the ambulance left us with the blues. I saw his spirit wandering around us in the days after he left. I heard him meow beside me in the moments I was most bereft. The wild in him honored the wild in me, and together we will never be tame. I will never stop loving him or speaking his precious name. The Taino word for son is guaili. I learned that only days later. My son's name was Wiley. Perhaps the ancestors helped me name him. Wiley, Guaili, mi cielo, my lion king. I know you're watching over us with alebrije wings. I know grief is infinite because it mirrors the love we shared. And the love I felt in your presence is forever beyond compare. I want to love the whole world the way you loved me, the way I loved you, the way we loved each other. I want to love the whole world the way I loved being your mother. Pure, forgiving, awake, present, happy, and free. Calm, grounded, innocent. If I love the whole world this way, I know I will find peace. And this is him.
Unmute yourselves and give.
Yes.
You are
Kyla-
such
Kyla-
a gift.
That's
So much.
beautiful.
That was
You're a
nice.
gift.
That
You
was
are
beautiful.
a
Energy hugs.
gorgeous
Love.
gift.
Kylie
That was
watching you.
beyond.
Beautiful.
Proud.
Beautiful.
Love you, Kyla.
Yes.
Wow.
Kyla Tucaya Garcia. Make sure you give her a follow. And that hit home for me because I remember when I had to put my dog to sleep of 13 years. And when I lived on my own, it was living on my own, and I had him, it was just me and him for a while. And that is a hard thing to do. So I appreciate the vulnerability, and I really enjoyed the writing and the approach to it. Make sure you give her a follow. And she's an actress. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you what show she's about to be on. Maybe I already said too much, but I didn't sign an NDA, and my girlfriend's a lawyer, so I'm not going to get sued. So you go make sure you look up to Tukaya and follow her. All right. Elizabeth Strauss is next, a.k.a. Deadpan Lizzie, a.k.a. the Beanie Guard. Got my beanie on. I'm ready for it. Elizabeth, let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to rock.
Thanks. Yeah, I like your beanie too. It's awesome. You can find me at Elizabeth Sophia. Yeah, looks good. ElizabethSophiaStrauss.com if you want to read more of my poetry. I did write for the prompt. I wrote about treats. It's called Take Me to a World. I love a tasty treat. My favorite, a delicious cake-based, plant-based donut. Hints of cinnamon embedded in every nook and cranny in the batter. Nutmeg hitting your taste buds when you least expect it, as the powdered sugar coats your lips like gloss, transformed into another realm, the land of sweets and decadence. A comforting and soft ballet, smooth like butter, plant-based butter, of course. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Dave.
All right.
Yeah. It's very healthy.
Make sure you go give her a follow. Got to hang out with Deadpan this Saturday at the Hybrid Open Mic. Make sure y'all come to the next Hybrid Open Mic. It is going to be ridiculous. Paul con queso and Net Vega are getting everyone to bring food together. It's going to be crazy. And the New York keeps telling me I have to keep the list short. We're going to have problems. Nonetheless, Deadpan Lizzie, go look her up. She's also a real estate agent, so she'll give you a poem, find you a place to stay too. Go check her out. Next coming up, we're going to the other side of the world. Lizzie may not be able to get you an apartment over there, and that is in India. Although maybe she will. I don't know. Unmesh Mohikar. Wait, where is Unmesh? Oh, there he is. I see him. Let me unmute him. Unmesh Mohik. There he is. Unmesh, how are you this evening?
Good, good. Thank you, Advocate. Thanks a lot.
It's day for you, not evening. It's day for you. I'm sorry. It's good to have you, Umesh. Let the people know they can find you online, and then you got 3 minutes to rock out, brother.
Excellent. I'm Unmesh Mohitkar. You can find me Unmesh Mohitkar on Instagram and Facebook. I have got a book, Light Shadow Life on Amazon. And then I have got an open mic every Saturday, 8 p.m. India time. That is 10:30 New York time. Please do join. Here we go. Okay. Dark night. Silence. Wind softly touching his skin. Walking alone. Walk. Which he never wanted to end permanently. Walk which he wanted to end permanently. In the dark of the night, he saw the bridge. Just silhouette. Sound of the water running below the bridge. Rivers like life are never satisfied, keeps on running towards the finale of extinction. Suicide? No, that was not on his mind. Living dead man never commits suicide. Exhilaration of death can be experienced only by the living. This bridge, where it all unfolded, dance of the death exploded. He blamed everyone, sun for setting, moon for hiding, stars for misguiding. Lot of water has flown under the bridge, boiled and evaporated in his heart. Few cars were running on the bridge, in circles, in a loop, just like a song stuck in your head. Old tape recorder, romantic song running in a loop. He did not understand why people just drive on this bridge in circles for hours. A white car was running in circles on that bridge. It went very near to him. Tring, tring. Suddenly the mobile phone in the car started ringing. Driver woke up. His eyes were about to come out. Nostrils flaring. Mouth wide open. Shivering. Driver spoke on the phone. Ran away as if he saw something. Long back, he saw a few things on this bridge. Driving his car. The car had a life of its own. It never left the bridge, running in circles in a loop on the bridge. He did not receive any call. He never saw the car again. Every night, he sits on the bridge, waiting for the car to come. People in the car to come home. Sometimes he does hear people murmuring, "Ghost, ghost, ghost." Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Advocate, I think you are on mute.
Yeah, or I think he is frozen. So hold on. Let me make sure that you get your proper applause. Hold on. Let me move the window here. Okay, everybody, unmute yourself and give it up for Unmesh. Bravo.
Yes, Umesh.
Yeah.
That was dope, man.
Mesh.
Will we get a passport of mine?
Ooh, scary.
Bravo. Thank you, Unmesh. Appreciate it. Put in the chat again where we can find you and, your next open mic, your Facebook page. Thank you so much, Unmesh. All right. Up next on the list is Poetic Desire. Let me unmute you. Are you there? Can you hear us? Yay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. And I'm pretty sure Advocate will come back during your piece. I'm sorry for the technical issues, but this is why he assigns co-hosts, So Easter Poetic Desire, as always, tell everyone where we can find you and then go ahead with your poem. Is it to the theme, just out of curiosity?
It's to the theme. Yes, good job, Ron.
Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead.
so it's going to be 3 short pieces, but of course, let me tell you where I'm from. It's Facebook and Instagram, Poetic Desire with a K, 6-word memoirs, Poetic Pisces. So 3 very short ones. This first one actually was a piece by my daughter because it was a few years back. Her writing prompt for a homework theme was to take a nursery rhyme, think of your own rhyme, but make it to that tune. So we made it a Halloween tune because it was around Halloween. So we thought about jack-o'-lanterns, and here's what she came up with. And it's to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Flicker, flicker, jack-o'-lantern, how I wonder how bright you burn. Scaring creatures through the night, you show your face with flaming light. Flicker, flicker, jack-o'-lantern, how I wonder how bright you burn. And then I came up with my own to the same tune, and it's a 6-word memoir titled Reworded Rhyme, Thoughtful Treats, Some Tricks. Trick-or-treaters all dressed up, wonder what's your next treat stop. Up and down the street you go, collecting treats from nobody you know. Trick-or-treaters all dressed up, wonder what's your next treat stop. And then the last poem for tonight is another 6-word title, Heartbeat of Haunted House Echoes Ubiquitously. Walking up and down the street, here I go to trick or treat. No matter where I try to hide, sound of fear is amplified. A haunted house seen in the distance emits its haunting heartbeats, cadence. Heard for miles all around, my fear becomes bewitchingly spellbound. As quickened breaths escape my lips when light of dark becomes eclipsed, hear my heartbeat become entranced, echoing beats of those haunted chants. Louder and louder haunting sounds pulse as my whole body begins to convulse. Quivering fear, I must debate. Shall I enter this house and seal my fate? Good night, mayors, dear poets. Sleep tight.
I love it. Give it up for my Pisces
That was
sister,
so
Poetic
dope.
Desire.
Yes,
That was
yes.
dope.
Welcome back, Advocate.
Goodness.
Desire.
I got in just for that. Poetic Desire, make sure that you go give her a follow. And I love how she ends it, right? Like it's always perfect. Like it's perfect for Halloween. Have a good night, right? And then the ghost comes to get you. Okay. Shout out to Ron Mark Thompson. I came back in. That was smooth, brother. You were really smooth. And I saw that some people were like, is Ron a better host than Wordz? I got to be careful now, man. I got to try to protect my job. Follow Ron Mark Thompson as well. Appreciate you, brother. I see you, Mia. I saw that. All right, let's keep it moving forward. Ray Camacho is next. Where is Ray? I don't know if I've seen him. Oh. I see him, all right. Y'all about to see him. Ray Camacho, Ray. You know the deal. Let the people know they can find you online. And then you got 3 minutes to spook us.
Yes, thank you so much. Happy Halloween. Go vegan, save the planet. I just wanted to say, Kyla, my heart is with you. I'm so proud of you for that poem. It's beautiful. And tonight's poem, sorry, I'm nervous, is about Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually. For those of you who don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a Japanese card game, very much in the whole thing is that it takes Egyptian culture and spirituality and basically like desecrates it. So that's my poem. It's called I Am the Puerto Rican Dark Magician. When homeless take the train, we move away. We hold our breaths and we avoid eye contact, as if the mere sight of them can give us COVID. Them. I do it too. And I don't understand what goes through other people's minds. Homeless isn't spelled like human, but the homeless are human. Homeless don't look away from themselves, so why do we look away? Too afraid to recognize that look on their face, too afraid to realize that this American dream, this city that never sleeps, leaves a lot of us in poverty. And if we're lucky, we'll pitch tents in the corners of our minds, watching the whole world pass us by. We sleep in alleyways, bathe in public bathrooms. We sometimes even walk the train, ask for change, speak real loud, move real close, you know, and some of us really need help. And some of us fought for that red, white, and blue. And some of us even write poetry too. And some of us grew up watching Saturday cartoons. And some of us see that blue eyes, white skin colonizer inside of you. That blue eyes, white dragon, the most superior whatever life form, white supremacist dragon motherfucker, destroying everything in the Caribbean like it's on a manifest destiny. Those blue eyes, white skin lies that keep us all tongue tied, colonize the red eyes. That blue eyes, white lightning made us go back to where we came from. That blue eyes, white Pegasus Picasso motherfucker took a trip down to Africa and they created the most beautiful pieces of cultural appropriation, cultural fetishism, cultural rape, and cultural desecration. Stolen our land, stolen our culture, stolen our traditions, stolen our rituals, stolen our people, stacking bodies in ships like it's a game of Tetris. That blue eyes, white hair, skin motherfucking dragon up against my Puerto Rican dark magician. You really think my Puerto Rican dark magician can't be a blue eyes white man? You think my Puerto Rican dark magician fights alone? You must not know when I summon my Puerto Rican dark magician, he summons a Puerto Rican dark magician woman. And we use time magic to connect to our great sage. Did you know that my Puerto Rican dark magician wears red, white, and blue too? Red, the blood of your white dark magician shed. White, the color that bleached my family. Blue, because my ancestors are crying too. And when your white dark magician dark magic attacks, he Exodia obliterates Vieques over and over again, leaving a sea of cancer, sterilizing not only the Puerto Rican men, but my Puerto Rican women. And if that wasn't enough, you created magical hats on our minds, made us believe that the lightest Puerto Rican dark magician has to ride the dicks of those blue-eyed white colonizers. But even though we play Monster Reborn, you play Change of Heart, having us suck off the white stars and stripes, those rednecks, those blue ties. New Yorkers still here reading the rule book, trying to figure out how New York City can attack on the first turn. How New York City turned us into parasite, cut off our connection to Gilfried the Iron Knight, silenced the voices of our ancestors inside. Some of us still clinging to that red eyes, white, blue eyes, white motherfucker dragon, that all lives matter dragon, that pray to white Jesus dragon, that God forbid Ray Ray is gay dragon, that we speak only English dragon, that the America is the mainland and the island is the island dragon, that privatize every last bit of Puerto Rico dragon, that segregation within my own family dragon, that Pegasus was literally cheating at his own card game, that Pegasus is a Pablo Picasso dragon, that Pegasus really took his white ass on a plane to Africa and claimed ownership over sacred artifacts. That blue eyes, white skinned dragon, that's colonization.
Yo, throw some flames back.
Ray did that.
God
damn, holy shit.
Ray Camacho is serious about protecting the islands. Make sure that you go give him a follow at Ray Did This. He just keeps coming with fire. He got a fire in him and he's spitting fire. Look out, folks. Next coming up, we are going to a man. Where is he? There he is. We're going to a man who I've seen rock out other places. He is hella dope. I think this may be his second time with us. I'm glad he's here, and he is here because Finn Bell dragged him here. Thank you, Finn Bell, because this dude is awesome. And that is Frog Corpse. And that's his normal stage name because he's not just doing it for Halloween. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Frog, let the people know where they can find you online. You got 3 minutes to spit your fire.
Gotcha. If you're looking for me, you can check out Frog Corpse on Instagram, but go check out the Poetry Global Network page and check out elizabethstrauss.com, R.M. Thompson, Finn Bell's page. Also check out Fincabulary on the 28th. I'll be dropping a feature there with 6 awesome fucking poets. This one's called A Dead Ringer. As it walked the midnight clearing, dressed of dirt and suit unthreading, doors of dread attached to shackle, pull casket blessings through forest meadow, coffin coffers of obled tokens, spill from mouth, tasting of blood and silver, a lonely jaunt where joggers jog, cracked and split of ankles popped, dragging skin where crawlers crawl over lunar hedges by embalming arms, rotting spread, slowing stance of prickly pine and orchid stench, plucking lilies for wreath to bend near the place dirt lane gives, soylent mirth from walker drifts, under row where dirt lanes shift, a caw of crow, in peace we miss, a bear's noting to burn the remembrance. Thirst relentless, bathed in soil, tugging chain by burial hall, it wept no streams of cedar pooled by flooded feet of its galleon goods. From its sound ring casket chimes of minted proof for funeral ride on passing feet above 6 to climb, rousing row from their long goodbye. Somnium mortem. We stretch in the dawn's eerie light to the morning birds chiming their sound, inscribing names on pale shades of slate, moving sandstone onto softened mound. Outside of window, a sermon's verse cries out as an engine rumbles, the creeping soil of whistling woods hauled to hell by hearse. The room, it quakes, now it's lifting up, parading halls under hoisted banners, hitting rollers and revving up to the preacher's final prayer. So lay me down inside and close the door behind and say a final word and take the wheel and drive. And one last ride into the gates I died. No one likes a crier. So when the hearse comes by, keep waving by, throwing on your funeral flowers. Weep in silence, dry your eyes. No one likes a mourning liar. At the palling of a fallen poet, outpouring on a Stygian lyre. So lay me down where I can hear the earth. For rolling over in my grave, waking is the worst. From the tapping on the spade, raining dirt upon my grave. Make your speech and state your piece. I shan't hear it either way, for you will wish for heaven as I chose the ride to hell. I'd rather rest in a house I know than to serve in a fairy tale. And then the first one you met me with, a feast for the ferns, creeping vines that wrap my arms, drag me along the trail. It's pulling me in beyond its hedges. I greet madness as a friend. The old autumn leaves, withered, decayed, grab me toward the mirth. Into the plants I dive face first in the sullen shades of dirt. Break my bones and bend my body. I wriggle, twitch, and lie. The deeper I grow, roots to grow, feeding these trees alive. And under I rest below sown seeds. My skin is now a blanket where moss crawls and fern slew sprawl. Now I'm nature's banquet. Thank you.
Woo! Unmute yourselves. Get a
That's how you banquet that shit, dude. That's how you come through.
Yeah.
Rip on their ass, bro. Go, homie. Go.
Frog Corpse, go give that dude a follow. He is fire. I'm happy to have him here in the Monday night online open mic. Real quick, I had mentioned before that we have a community of poetry connoisseurs, which means we have a bunch of people here who normally sign up, but also come to listen. Like I had mentioned earlier, Paul Conque. So listen, folks, I don't drink, but when I do, it's because Paul Conqueso puts a drink in my hand. Go give him a follow. Propaganda Poet is here. I am loving the mask, by the way, brother. Ooh, and the Venom shirt. I'm talking to the comic in me. Then, of course, Poetic from Japan checking us out. He closed Hybrid off. Love having that dude. Elemental in the building. I'm loving the background, brother. When you check out Elemental, you spell Elemental with taking out the T and you put the number 2 in. We also have someone here named Chloe. Chloe, I'm loving your hair and I'm loving the energy you're giving to the people. Thank you for checking us out. My former wingman, because I'm now taking Mr. DG Clearance is here checking us out. He is a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. I see the urban cowboy poet here as well. He hung out with some people from the community this weekend. I saw the pictures. I don't think he behaved that weekend, but that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. The urban cowboy poet, check him out. And then Diane Ward is here. You know, it is a good night for me when I see Diane Ward here in the Zoom chat. She is a fantastic poet, and she is a very patient woman dealing with me, and I'm always calling her out and calling her hall pass. A beautiful woman who is married, by the way, and it's probably like, stop words, enough. But her poetry is so awesome, filled with like wisdom and vibrance. I love it. I love it. So Mia Aguilera is here, but I should probably boot her. I think she's trying to replace me as poet. As host. I see what she's doing there. I see what you're doing, Mia. Mia's still mad at me because I said she was from Queens, but she's from Brooklyn. Don't do that, folks. Don't do that. Okay. So, and of course, my beautiful girlfriend, Mariela Salazar, is here. Hi, baby. If Mia tries to cut me, you're going to send her to court, right? We're going to get her to court. You're going to get her arrested, right? Mia's like, I'm going to cut you words. Oh, Arlene is here. What's up, Arlene? How are you? I'm loving the glasses. Arlene took some dope pictures of us as well. Okay. We have a bunch more people here, but I want to get to more people on the open mic list because that is what we're here for. So let's get it in with Thomas Connor. Where is Thomas? There he is. The man who kicks ass. They had to make more colors so that they could get more belts for MMA and karate and all that. Brother, let the people know they can find you online. Then you got 3 minutes to rock out.
What's up, y'all? Y'all can find me at Thomas Connor on Facebook and TAC7371 on Instagram. So I wrote to the theme, small thing, from legends that Central American legends. So I'll go ahead and spit it. All Hallows Eve, you can hear the fiend breathe. Heavy steps with no prints when she walks. Sulfur in her scent, bowels of hell in her smell, rotting in pain by a man who left her astray. Her and her kids slipped into the sea. Slowly they drowned. That's the way she made him pay. 20 feet from the shore, they were all no more. Yet she can still be heard. Toma tu teta, que yo soy tu mamá. Ahí viene la llorona. End poem.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up for Thomas Connor, y'all. Give that man some love.
Yes, that was great.
That's how you put on
Always
smack somebody
bring it,
on
brother.
the
You always
campus
bring it
and then
around.
bow to their ass. It's over.
Thomas Connor, go give that dude a follow. A mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. I appreciate him. I walk around big and bad because I know that if I got a problem, he gonna kick someone's ass for me. Appreciate you, Thomas. Next coming up is another person who kicks ass because she is from my home, the Bronx, and that is Roz. Roz, it is always good to see you. And she got to rock out at Hybrid. Roz, let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to bless us.
As Through Her Big Brown Eyes, and look out for my book, Lady Lotus, is coming out this winter. This piece is a little dark in light of Halloween, and it goes like this. It's called Jungle Abode. A dark place where the light made its way in only through the cracks of broken parts, where my lips only knew the taste of salt and damp pillowcases were a familiar place, where the ink of my pen and any space to write in was my safe haven, where trauma enslaved and the walls which kept me captive had the names of my predators written in what seemed to be my very own blood, with each one of their voices whispering, "You're not enough." A place where pain was just as indicative as a pulse that I was still alive. Welcome to my heart. I stitched my eviction notice myself with bits and pieces of me that people left behind. Perhaps that's why it took so much time to leave. And I'm gonna do one really small piece. It's called Trick or Treat. Trick, the ability to turn tragedy into victory. Treat, the ability to release pain with a pen. The real nightmare, to be voiceless, to be diluted, to be uninspired and too tired to keep on keeping on. And poem.
Love it.
Nice.
So
Wow.
dope, bro.
That was dope. I like that.
Yes, love you,
Yeah.
Roz.
Very nice.
That's
incredible.
So fucking dope.
Love you.
ThroughHerBigBrownEyes.com or on Instagram at ThroughHerBigBrownEyes. Go give my Bronx sister a follow. She is curating her own show. She's featuring. She's doing so much thing. Her book coming out. Go give her a follow through her big brown eyes. Thank you, Roz. Now we are going to Generalissimo, who also has a book coming out. Building community. They're building books. I love it. Generalissimo, you know the deal. Where can we find you online? And you got 3 minutes to rock out.
Well, you can find me at GNRLSMO on Instagram, Journalissimo Brian Franco on Facebook. Also, I have a lot of events coming up on the 1st of November. I'm going to be in Dane Ince's event that Michael Sindler was talking about, Poets Celebrating Our Dead, Dios de los Muertos. A lot of people from different countries and different cultures around the world in this country expressing how they deal with grief and death. And also on the 12th of November, I will be on the birthday celebration for Pick and Zoom Mix, which is a British open mic hosted by Gary Huskisson. And those of you who have come across him know he's an amazing community leader in England. And I'm going to just go ahead and read a couple poems now. Thank you, Advocate. Where did I have that? The first, what do you do when you find a cherry stem in your cranberry sauce? The cranberries and the lemon cranberry scone tasted like maraschino cherries. I think that diner was trying to pass off maraschino cherries soaked in lemon juice as cranberries, but they couldn't fool my discerning palate. Then I'll do one more poem, keeping it short. Let's get as many people from that wait list on. This piece is called If I Become a Buddhist Monk in Nepal. I readily admit I doubt I could cut it as a Buddhist monk. But to chuck everything and move to Thailand or Nepal, I think Nepal is choice number one. I certainly couldn't survive a period of silence. Maybe I could get a doctor's note from my shrink or find a reformed Jewish Buddhist order. To live the life of a Buddhist monk sounds like a wonderful idea, but I don't think monasteries in Nepal allow 1 or 2 week trials for people who think it's a wonderful idea. I probably won't be allowed to have my iPhone and my iTunes account with all the music I've accumulated from decades of CD purchases. I wonder if Buddhist monks in Nepal are allowed to paint as a hobby. Where would I get paint and what would I paint on? The thought of doing Tai Chi or something similar daily and gardening on a mountain step sounds like a stressless fantasy. But there would be no cheesecake or mac and cheese or clam chowder or pastrami Reubens or apple fritters. The ingredients for meals would be severely limited. And I might get healthier in a manner that my cardiologist would not be able to believe. I might learn that I don't need so much stuff. All the stuff that overstuffs my life like a cheap giant stuffed animal, one playing whack-a-mole or shooting targets from a rifle with a bent sight at the county fair. Those stuffed animals are too large for most kids and adults' bedrooms. The unpremium stuffing is never soft enough for any sort of hugging. Buddhist monks in Nepal don't play whack-a-mole or eat pastrami Reubens or become monks to de-stress. For them, becoming a monk is not an idea or fantasy. Nepalese Buddhist monks don't need an extensive iTunes library or find themselves meditating to Stevie Wonder or Bossa Nova. Plus, they can't take a road trip to Trader Joe's on a whim. Thank you very much. And my book, Everything I Think Is All in My Mind, is coming out in December, part of a group of 10 people that include Miss Roz and Emily Cordes and Miro and Nick Paleologos and a whole bunch of people. So thank you very much.
Yes, yes,
Some of you
yes.
so give it up
Yes,
and
sir.
Generalissimo.
The
Thank you.
next 10.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I love the title of this dude's poems. I love it. Make sure you go give him a follow, Generalissimo. And hasn't he he wasn't bad when he started with us at all, but he's getting better and better and better and better, which is awesome. That's because he's going to everyone's workshop. You better go follow him because he's got his hands in everyone else's cookie jars. All right. And he also hosts his own open mic, I think twice a month, right, Generalissimo? Twice a month he hosts it right before the Monday night online open mic. So make sure you go give this dude a follow. I love it. I love it. Let's keep it going. We going to a badass woman who's a badass poet and is part of the OG team, the New Eureka Poets Cafe, and that is Jane Spoken Word. Jane, you know the deal. I love she's always wearing the gloves. I love it. Let the people know they can follow you online and then kill us with a poem.
I'm Jane Spoken Word, IG, and a website. I wrote to the theme today, Advocate, and I wrote something that I wrote it today, so it's new shit. I never write this kind of shit, so here we go. All Hallows Eve found me frightened and weary, with ghostly winds of death blowing ever so eerie. Dancing shadows cast spells on a spirit's night, creeping into darkness, spreading their fright, whispering sounds for they alone to hear, shaking and rattling unearths my fear. Creaking steps upon the floor come knock, knock, knocking at my bedroom door. Haunting straight from Edgar Allan Poe's lore. Fuck that ravens, nevermore, nevermore. Each rustled sound, every creak of the floor. Who knows what evil lurks behind the door? The shadow knows where dark things dwell, where spirits of the dread rise from hell, where the undead come alive. On All Hallows Eve from their graves they rise. Poltergeist on a nightmare's ride, faithful to a tombless corpse they hide. I shriek for a moment, spooked no more, no longer a mystery to explore. Simply mind playing tricks, I'm sure. I shout into the darkness, I implore. No more grim rapping at my door. Nevermore, nevermore. Peace, yo.
Unmute yourselves, give it up for Jane Spoken Word.
Like a
Shakespeare.
Like Shakespeare.
Jane Spoken Word. And you know what I love too? When we build community, we get to know each other. We get to see when we start to step out of like our comfort zones of what we're necessarily known for and trying new things. And then the entire community inspires us to do those things. Love it. Jane Spoken Word. Go give this woman a follow. A mainstay here with this community. Love it. Next coming up is another man who is a mainstay here with this community, and he is wearing the face mask from La Bruja. La Bruja is our host for the Thursday night online open mic. So if you don't want to wait till next Monday night to come hang out with us, much of the community that's here on Mondays on Thursday and vice versa. So that is a great segue. Thank you for wearing the mask, IC. Wait, I'm trying to unmute you, man. And I'm loving this shirt. He is ready for Halloween. There we go.
Here we go.
IC,
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Let us know what
All
we
right.
can follow you online if we're brave enough with the skeleton suit. And then hit us with your poem.
Yes, you can follow me online at the one I see. Information's right on the top of the page. And I'm actually not just a Skeletor. I don't know if you can see. I'm actually oh no, I'm too far away. I'm Skelebaner, and that's actually you'll see in my handle tonight. And that's just a little hint. I did write the theme, but I did my own little twist on what a trick or treat actually is. And well, here it goes. And this is, oh, wait, I'm gonna take this mask off now. Sorry. So you can actually hear me a little better. So this is how it goes. It's called Accidental Hoe, or The Apps Made Me Do It. All dressed up with somewhere to go, this average Joe was feeling his flow. Then there was a knock on my door. Would he be ugly? I wasn't quite sure. But then I was pleasant surprised. A tall man with glass blue eyes. He said, hello, it's good to meet. Suddenly I knew this trick was a treat. Staring at each other, instantly vibing, I asked if he or I would be driving. We spoke the other day and decided that place rim to lay down in old Oceanside. Then we'd walk down the beach holding hand in the sun. We had a lot in common, so I knew the date would be fun. I tried to think, but my head was hard, wired on hoisting him so I'd have a petard. The next thing I knew, up the steps I was led, tore off my clothes and threw onto the bed. No time passed until he was undressed, and I must say I was impressed. He got on the bed and flipped me over, used his tongue to dig me out, had me begging like Rover. I had no pants, but I was breathing so fast, I did not think much longer I'd last. He asked, are you ready? And I said yes. I knew it was time when I felt him press, lubed up and ready. I wanted him inside me to the hilt, not just the tip, my friend. Slowly he thrust toward me and I engulfed each hairy inch. It had been quite a while, so it hurt more than just a pinch. I hadn't stopped for a second, but we continued to play. Now, relaxed, I opened up and let him in all the way. It felt so good, the connection, the sensation. A god amongst men, finally exalted to my station. As the rhythm increased, so did our pleasure. Off the charts was the feeling, it could not be measured. Teeth in my pillow, I clenched the sheets. Just as I begin to skeet, I tell him, please keep it in deep. He started pulsating, I started to leak. We lay there together in bliss under the covers, no longer strangers now, we are lovers. We arose and got dressed after shower, feeling refreshed, completely empowered to have fun with my body and feel no shame. Knowing no more than his first name. In case you were wondering, we made it to dinner. Sex for food doesn't make me a sinner. How could I see the app's wanton glow would lead me astray from the I see, I know, down that primrose path of which I could not normally go, from average guy to an accidental hoe. Thank you.
Unmute
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Spin on it.
Yes.
Skelehoner.
Yo. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I warned you, no censorship. You never know what you're gonna get for this community, and I love it. IC, you can find them the one IC, the number one on Instagram and Twitter. Give him a follow. Go give that hoe a follow. Accidental hoe. I loved it. And the skeleton got a boner. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. All right. Real quick, again, I want to shout out some people who came in to listen. I know Vale Larkin just popped in. Vale is a mainstay here at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Hi, Vale. How are you? Who else did I see? I saw someone named Alyssa. I'm not sure who Alyssa is. I don't see a picture or anything, but I see you checking this out. Thank you, Alyssa. I see someone named TS. Thank you. MJ Fisher has been popping off in the chat, saying some nice things. I see you, MJ. Mr. Speaker in the building, the general. Love that dude. Scott Pleasance, who's going to be at the next Hybrid, is here. Tara Lee, I love saying her name. Tara Lee, I see you. Thank you for checking this out. Odin versus Loki is here. I don't know who that is, but I love them and I love seeing them right up in the chat. Fisticuffs Abraham, who took pictures from the hybrid, is here. Appreciate you, brother. Umberto Marte, who is always coming and showing love and listening. Harlem Zone, appreciate you. Brandy Walker, she had said that she came in after work. Hi, Brandy, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're checking in with us. Also, Noelia is here. Noelia is a beast. She's also associated with Nomadic Press, and I love Nomadic Press. Make sure you go and check them out. Now, I just want to make sure, I think that I got to everyone who's not on the open mic list and is checking in. Everyone else that I haven't mentioned yet is on the open mic list, I believe. I will double check. Terry Rose Jerkson is here. Hi, Terry. I wasn't going to forget you. That's why I had to make sure and check. I love to shout out the community who comes here to listen because they too are part of the community. Speaking of which, I'm going to call a truce with Mia. Mia, have you ever read the Sweet Poet poem at the end? No? Okay. You're going to read it tonight. And then the truce, right? You're not going to cut me and my girlfriend's not going to sue you for me, okay? We're going to have a truce. Awesome. I will send it to you later, Mia. Right now, we are going to Net Vega, who's back with us. She came and was hanging out with us at the hybrid open mic, and then her and Paul started talking about bringing food, and it's going to be this whole thing next month. And that's why I love this community. They're just like, and when Net Vega told me about it, like, you were very Bronx about it, all right? You were like, yo, next time we're bringing food. Okay. She didn't even ask. That's like a Bronx way of saying this is what we're doing. And you're going to have to figure out a way to be okay with it. Right. It wasn't like, okay, is that okay? So Bronx of her. Love it. Let the people know they can find you online. Then you got 3 minutes to rock.
What's up, Know Yo fam? So yes, as Advocate said, me, Paul Con Queso, and Fisticuffs Abe, we actually decided to do a potluck. So if you guys decide to join in, bring your own bottle, bring a dish, hit us up, let us know if you're going to be there. So let's get it popping. So you guys can find me on Instagram, Imperfectly Perfect. This is actually a new piece, perfect timing for Halloween. So let's see how it goes. The title is An Edible Curse. Today of all days, the delivery has been made. This is the day I will away. Knowing what'll happen has my knees about to cave. I prep the ingredients and save the sacred space. I welcome the spirits by chanting the tongues my ancestors made. With the crow of the raven, my adrenaline escapes. The correct bait is laid. The full moon is in place. Add a dash of red lipstick and a grill to the face. So when the final pieces and I'm utterly amazed, I got it in time. He's clean shaven and bathed. It's been breathtakingly engraved. At the sight, my legs begin to shake. It's the curse we need to break. He'll make the perfect plate. Got me drooling and fiending for a taste. A treat to fill my desires as I take him to his grave. The spell is complete. The concoction is made. With no time to waste, I look up to meet his gaze. He's awake and tries to speak, but I go in for a taste. A grunt out his mouth seems to have escaped. The spell is bound as the ground beneath us begins to shake. Eyes rolled back as he howls. I mount and bite down. The mark is made and he growls. He gives in and phases out. I take his soul. He turns cold. I devour him and lose control. He's the perfect creation, an exorcism that penetrates my soul, a captivating treat. His scent is intoxicating me. He's edible, delectable, and utterly incredible. End poem.
Unmute yourself and give
Yes.
some love and energy.
Okay.
She was looking at the camera again. Yeah, thank you.
She's gonna eat them all. She's gonna eat them all. Welcome back, Net Vega. The Bronx in the building. Happy to have you back. Looking forward to hybrid. Y'all gonna make hybrid tasty. I appreciate that. Paul's bringing liquor and food. You're bringing the liquor again, right, Paul? All right, cool. So now I'm gonna wind up drinking because Paul's bringing it. Net Vega, you follow her at Imperfectly perfect on Instagram and perfectly_perfect, but she removed all the E's in there. So yeah, but it's right there on her Zoom handle. I mean, on the Zoom box. So make sure that you check it out. Lavon Robinson. I was looking for Lavon, and while I was looking for Lavon, Iryunga threatened to cut me because I forgot to mention her. She is here in the Zoom chat. She is always giving us love. And she got to rock at Hybrid. Someone had bowed out. I had a space, and she was just coming on the strength to give support. So I was so happy to be able to give her that spot, and she killed it. It's on the Facebook and YouTube page of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Make sure you go look it up and watch it. So I don't think we have a Lavon Robinson here because by now, my main man, Ron Mark Thompson, would have unmuted him and found him. So I didn't. So that means we are going to Assam Zane. I'm sorry we're not going to hear from Lavon, but I'm excited to hear from this man. Assam Zane, brother, how are you this evening?
All right.
Let everyone know where they can find you online. I always get excited when this dude rocks out. Let people know where they can find you online, and then you got 3 minutes to do your thing.
All right. Thanks, Advocate. AssamZaina.com. I have two. First one's really short. It's on theme, but it's not mine. It's by some guy I found on the internet, John Keats. Maybe some of you know him. This living hand, now warm and capable of earnest grasping, would, if it were cold and in the icy silence of the tomb, so haunt thy days and chill thy dreaming nights that thou would wish thine own heart dry of blood, so in my veins red life might stream again, and thou be conscience calmed. So here it is. I hold it towards you. All right. This new one, this one is new from this weekend. My daughter said it was new shit and got all excited that she could say a bad word. This is called Landscape with a Certain Resilience. You sit next to me at the bar and ask me where I'm from. I say this town used to be a cow pasture. Where I'm from, to ask where I'm from means what gang do you belong to, or why don't you go back to where you're from? You say, praise the Lord and pass the munitions, am I right? I say, I find this place recognizable, and you say a coalition of the willing is shipping portable morgues to local hospitals to handle the overflow. I ask, do you believe in God? You say not the man-made version. I say you are my secret comfort song. I say I am a poet. I want to use loam in a poem. You say agrarian. You ask if I heard about the kid in Kansas who pinned a spotted lanternfly to cardboard for his science fair entry, triggered a federal investigation. It was in USA Today. I say no. Island of Leaves, an arrangement of lilies on the Mekong Delta. The Mohawk word for horse translates to that thing that stands next to itself. I ask if you've read Octavia E. Butler. You ask, God again? I say Freud had a one-track mind. You say Buddha was a deadbeat dad and laugh. I ask, why aren't people who are sexually unfaithful ever called infidels? You say the great hornbill mates for life. The male ingratiates himself to the female with berries from a fruiting fig tree. More words, more berries. What about catastrophe? After the nuclear reactor exploded, the fallout zone was declared uninhabitable for the next 20,000 years. You say the forest has reestablished itself and the wolves have returned, that an apex predator would never return unless the prey and the surrounding forests were thriving. I thank you for your optimism. I ask, what about death? You say, what about it? Thanks, Phil.
Ooh, unmute yourself. Give it up for
Wow.
Sean, you are
Hey.
so
Oh,
incredibly dope.
Next
So
level shit.
amazing.
that was nice. That was
Always
nice.
dope with always, man. Truly.
That was nice.
And it's such a shame he's like a good-looking man, right? Because it's hard to like look past the good looks and realize he's like such an awesome poet, right? Because you're just stuck on that, man. Like he's objectively good-looking, symmetrical, right? Look like the gray looks like he's got wisdom, but not old, like still young. You up, right? Like he's awesome. Assam Zane, go give this dude a follow. I love having him on here. All right, so I don't see Amanda Ashley Villanueva. I don't know where she is. Amanda, if you're watching this, you need to respond to my email about Princeton University. She's rocking out with me on Thursday. Get it to me. With that being said, it is okay. All right. Because although I am sorry we're not going to hear from Amanda. I'm really excited about this next poet. Because this next poet is a beast. Edith Morales. Trying to unmute you. I was trying to unmute you. There you are. I'm so happy you're back. It's been like 3 weeks since you've been here. All right. You know, you only got to take 1 week off so other people could rock, all right? So you shouldn't be gone for 3 weeks, all right? You just take 1 week off and you come back. We need you here. You're so awesome. Let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 3 minutes to rock.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I've been a little busy, but it's okay. I'm here today. And I'm happy to be with all of you. You can find me in Lil Wicked 01_1014. And here we go. It's a small piece. It's called Home. My home consists of her celestial eyes, the conception of her smile, the psalms chanted her name, the hermetic principles in her proverbs, rivers drifting hands, kissing my skin. I bask in peace, in death. I found home in her sunflower petaled eyelashes. The twirls of her hair unfolded our bodies in a cocoon of spiritual transcendence. Pearl droplets dripping down the curves of her breast, in my mouth, gathering each one in the back of my throat. I build the perfect swing on the corner of my lips to sway her back and forth in her moments of worry. She is the invisible expression of home where my heart is. Thank you.
Ooh. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Edith.
No doubt.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh my
So
God.
vivid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be gone for long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Edith Morales, go give them a follow. Oh, you need to come rock out at Hybrid or two. We're going to talk. All right. You in New York City. You can't be parading around in New York City and not come to our events. That's all I'm saying. All right. And if and I'm going to make it against the law. I'm going to use my girlfriend to help me figure out how to make that legislation. So you have to come to one of our events. You see, my girlfriend's not the only one who's going to play with that new toy of hers being the lawyer. Next up is Catherine Sweeney. Catherine, I just realized, I'm so sorry. I've been spelling your name with a K on the list. I have no idea why. Please don't hate me because I so love
I didn't even know who I
poetry.
was. I didn't even know. It was horrible. It was a horrible moment. It's fine.
Catherine
Everyone
was
fucks up my
awesome,
name
yeah.
always. It's fine. You would think it's a simple name, but it's never. It never is. Never
I'm
is.
sorry. I'm
It's
so
all good.
sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Thank you. Catherine, let the people know where they can find you online. Oh, that's right. Your Instagram has a K in it. That's why.
Yeah, no, I go by Kate, so it's at Kate Renault. I have like 64 names, so I'm kind of used to it. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. Really isn't. Okay, this poem, I don't know. You guys will tell me. It's called In an Effort to Notice the Details, I Notice Only Details. At a gas station in the middle of Williams, Arizona, I buy Benoit balls from the vending machine in the bathroom, insert them, and get back in the car. Across the parking lot, a guy gets out of the passenger side of a Lincoln Town car, walks around the front and beats the woman driving. Close fist. It's both brief and eternal, like a glitch. She takes off on foot across a 4-lane highway, down a ravine, into a grove of red pines. They swallow her. He screams her name. The driver of the car waiting for my gas pump gives me the finger. With a hairy hand I dream about, the one that reaches around the doorframe of my bedroom at night. Just a single hand. And I think of the first time I took down my pants while you watched from across the dining room. Cheap tablecloth worn down by years of family dinners, rushed breakfasts and thoughtless hands wiping grease on dirty jeans, unused napkins folded to peek, the basement door where you lock your mother up, sunny and dusty. Your sister talks on the landline around the corner, cords stretched around the molding between the rooms. It's impossible to imagine we celebrate anything anymore. You've emptied your body into my mouth on thousands of occasions, but you haven't laid me out on this floor and come inside of me just yet. It's hours before the party my parents throw, the one where my mother brings the man she's fucking and my dad is drinking after a 7-year hiatus, the one where I learned to survive. In my dream, they kill the poets first. This is recurring. First, it's a bomb in a car outside of an unrecognizable house, or a fire at the base of a fence where we find ourselves roped, or casual wading into swift water, out past the moorhens, dress pockets filled with stones. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give Catherine Sweeney some love.
Literally, you leave me speechless every time I hear you.
Yeah. Pain. Blessings to you.
It's so smooth. No matter what she and no matter what she writes about, it's like, oh, it's always just so smooth. Something about her writing, she gets it. She gets right. She understands how to put words together. And then her voice, I love the way she reads poems too. Catherine Sweeney, go give this woman a follow. She is all kinds of awesome. I don't see a Lisa Acevedo who signed up. So that means we're gonna go to Finn Bell. Again, I'm sorry we're not hearing Lisa, but I'm excited to hear me some Finn Bell. I am glad we got to you, Finn, especially since you're about to give up your spot so that the homie Frog Corpse can rock. We're gonna let you. Oh, also shout out to Luis Santiago. I've been meaning to shout him out, and I've been forgetting to shout him out on here for a long time. So Luis, if you think, shout out to you, brother. With that being said, it's time for us to hear Finn Bell, a woman who has her hands in many cookie jars. Go ahead, Finn. Let us know where we can find you online, and then we're ready for your poem.
Thank you so much, Wordz. And it was worth it giving the slot to Frog. Just wanted to let everybody know that I have a Halloween showcase that has Frog in it, and Miss Diane, and Vale Larkin, and it's hosted by Nick Palilogos. This is coming Thursday, so everybody come on down and join us. I am on Linktree, Finn Bell on Linktree. And I'm going to do a segment from a longer piece. The longer piece is called Coffee Date. Karina watched the shadow his long lashes made on his cheeks mesmerized. She may have nodded at what he said. She rummaged around in her brain for at least one clever thing to reply, but her words eluded her. Maybe these absentee words took the late train into the city too, she mused. She sipped rapidly at the beverage in front of her to chase away her errant thoughts and sputtered. Paul was right next to her chair, soothing her back as she coughed out the hot liquid she had aspirated in her nervousness. How embarrassing. She could feel the heat of his body and that heady scent emanating from his chest envelop her. Why did the fact of him, now even closer to her, chase away even this disaster of events? Why did she suddenly have the urge to lunge off her seat and land astride him on the floor, holding the vein delicately pulsing on his neck in her mouth? How embarrassing. His concerned face hovered above hers. Without thinking about it, she grabbed him and kissed him. He kissed her back more insistently. Forget the other cafe patrons. She pushed him down on the floor. Who was she? Paul. Karina. Paul. Oh, Karina. 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 Karina, are you okay? Paul was back in his chair, and it appeared so was she. He lifted his hand from where she was clasping both of hers on the table and caressed her cheek, tugging at a runaway lock of her hair and tucking it behind her ear. You went there, off there somewhere for a moment, beautiful. What just happened? How many hours had elapsed? Why was it already dark outside the window? She looked back at Paul to ask him if she had passed out, and she noticed that he had changed into a pale blue raw silk shirt. When did he manage to do that? What was happening? Are you okay, darling? Did you have a little too much wine? Wine? Darling, something seemed off. She looked down at the table and tried to focus on something familiar. Her hands, yes, her hands. There was the crescent-shaped scar that she'd got on her knuckles climbing Victory Tower. Good so far. Her grandmother's antique watch on her left wrist. Good, okay. Her engagement ring on her left hand, ring finger, present. No, wait, that last part wasn't right. Right? The more she tried to recall where she thought she was supposed to be, the hazier the events preceding her candlelit dinner got. Wait, no. Candlelit dinner? No Thai restaurant. Where's the sun? There was the sun and coffee. Yes, coffee. What else? She could hear the faint whir of machine teeth like someone was grinding coffee beans. The air seemed heavy and stagnant, as if all the movement in the room was pushing against it, suspended in that very air. Paul continued to smile and talk, but the room was hushed except for his cheerful voice and the faraway espresso machine. Karina could feel the tiny hairs on her nape rise. The room was so cold. Why was it so quiet? Paul had stopped chattering and was just smiling at her, staring at her, unblinking. His smile did not falter. It was daisy bright and plastered, becoming harder and wider the longer she looked at him. She knocked down her seat and she stood up and looked around at the other people in the dining restaurant. All the patrons had their heads turned to her, waiting, their plastic faces all identical, all wearing Paul's unfailing grin, nodded once, just once, before going back to their mute dining. Paul came up behind her and wrapped her in his arms, dancing her around in his vice-like embrace. Happy anniversary, darling. I love you and I will never let you go. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourselves and give it up for Finn.
Cinema. Wow, that was amazing.
Cinema Finn.
Nice.
I will never let you go.
Oh, what did you do?
Daughter of Krypton and Steve.
Wow.
It was nice. Vocabulary.
Make sure you go give her a follow, Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_Bell, BELLE. She does podcasts, open mics, and she's an ill storyteller. Make sure you give this woman a follow. And I first noticed her in the audience way back when she first started coming around. Before I heard her poetry, I noticed her in the audience. I love it. That's why I love this community. We're actually poetry connoisseurs. Even when we don't get to rock out, people want to hear. And even me as host, I don't share my poetry. I come to listen to y'all. So with that being said, though, because we had a bunch of people who didn't show up. Oh, and also shout out to someone named Dre. I appreciate you checking us out, even if it's late. I appreciate you checking us out. I hope that you enjoyed Finn Bell's poem when you came in. So next coming up, I have our co-host, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Because we got extra space and because he helped so much at Hybrid, I told him, yo, I got space, you got to rock out. And he's got a Halloween poem for us. And I mean, he's dressed the part. So Ron, go ahead, unmute yourself. And one more time, let the people know where they can find you online and then rock out, brother. Well, you're still muted, Ron. Nope, you're still muted, and Zoom is saying you're muted.
Oh, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you now. Good, you're good to go.
This time I got a unstable connection. Advocate, you may have heard it. Some thunderstorms are going through the Bronx, so very scary, So everybody, happy Halloween again. I'm going to take my mask off because no matter which eye I put it on, I can only read with both eyes for some reason. So I'll put it in the chat again in case the internet cut me off. I am at Ron Mark Thompson or Bronx Art and Fun Hub. And this week I'm also hosting a Halloween writing workshop with the Wordz Right and Diane Ward next week, our regular ekphrastic poetry and prose every first Thursday of the month. So always come prepared, which is always good. That's a good advice for every poet. When Advocate asked me two minutes ago, I'm like, oh, hold on, I have a scary poem I wrote 2 years ago before the pandemic. Here it goes. Last night, I dreamt a nightmare. In the dream, I was writing a poem. No, hold on. The poem was writing me without my permission. I felt violated. I said, hey, what are you doing? But the poem did not answer. Instead, it looked at me with a smile. No, I think it was more like a grin, mocking me. Hey, that's not fair. Then the poem screeched the chalkboard with its metal fingers and spun its head around. And then the phone rang. I am not falling for that. I've seen enough horror movies where the killer is always on the other line. I'm not picking up. But the poem whispered to me, Norman, I can see you. Pick up. Even though my name is not Norman, I woke up next to a bloody piece of paper and my broken pencil. I know I did not leave them on my bed or half of the chalk. I got up so quickly as I've never done before. Forget about Halloween. I don't want to talk about another poem for the next 2 weeks. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you.
You yourself give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Yes, Ronnie.
That was great.
Yes.
Ron Mark Thompson. I love it. Make sure you go give him a follow. And while I was listening to Ron, I realized that I didn't mention Paul Skiff. How the hell did I not mention Paul Skiff? The OG here at the New Rican Poets Cafe. He is so important having him here. I always talk about how, like, if we're moving into the next generation, you want those who are part of building it to like, not only like tolerate it, but be there to support it. And Mr. Paul Skiff definitely does. And I saw him ripping his thumb off. I love you, Paul. paulskiff.com, or you can check him out on Instagram, skiffgram.com. Of course, this video and all the others. Oh, Poedoc is here. Oh, I did mention him, but it's okay. I'll mention him again. He is here. Make sure that you go and you check out the New Rican Poets Cafe at newrican.org or on Facebook and YouTube, where recordings of these open mics are. Our Thursday nights, every event we do hybrid. 2-1, 2 venues, 1 mic is coming November 14th. Hybrid is going to be November 20th. Things are going to get good. Next week, the theme is author, okay? November 1st. So those of you who didn't get to rock tonight, you're going to be able to rock next week because we're going to have a lot of space. Make sure that you sign up. And of course, you can follow me at Advocate of Wordz. When you do so, spell Wordz with a Z, W-O-R-D-Z. So we're going to close it out in style. And we're going to make sure that I don't get cut. And I sent it to Mia. Mia, do I need to resend it to you or do you have it?
No, I have it.
Okay, awesome. And you're not going to cut me now, right? This is a truce. We're good, right?
No, I just believe that teasers should also be teased.
No doubt. I love it. I love it. Mia Aguilera is going to take us home. Go ahead, Mia.
Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Agarin into your home. This has been the Monday night online open mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, hosted by Advocate of Wordz. On behalf of the community tonight, I, Mia Aguilera, would like to say, buenas noches, querida poeta.